Thanks for tuning in. Today we're going to be reviewing the Orb Droid anti-theft bike light set. Most bike lights use quick release style mounts, which makes them an easy target for thieves to simply pull off your bike. That means if you park outdoors or simply running into a shop to get a snack, you need to either remove the lights from your bike or find a more secure way to mount them. That's where the motivation behind the Orb Droid anti-theft light set came in. This is a light set designed to really integrate with your bike and be theft resistant. Now, if the Orb sounds familiar, they're actually the company that makes the illuminated bottle, which is another really cool nighttime visibility accessory. Now, in terms of packaging, really simple. You have a compact cardboard box of black on white lettering, so it really pops. The Orb logo, little illustrations of some of the features. The instructions are actually just printed directly on here. And then again, some more information on how to mount them. I'll go ahead and take it out of the box and we'll go over the specs while I do that. Retail price on this is about 80 US. It's 60 pounds on the Orb's website, and it's actually on sale right now for 50 with free shipping. Both the headlight and taillight are 120 lumens, so quite bright, with up to 50-hour runtime. They have theft-resistant design, which uses special bolts. And these are USB Type-C rechargeable, which is a really cool feature to see. They have 8 output modes each with different flashes and constant modes. And they both use a CNC aluminum body with these nice metal collars for a very robust overall design. Now, in terms of what comes in the box, you get the headlight, the taillight. The headlight has the stem faceplate bolts already attached. You have the 27.2 metal collar here for your seat post. You get the woven 3-meter USB Type-C cable. This is really long, so you can actually charge these while they're still mounted on the bike. You get a spare 31.8 millimeter seat post collar. Just swap that out if needed. And then the anti-theft part comes in with the special bolts. So you can actually see these are just simply standard Allen bolts with a little raised section with a special tool for that. So you get 4 bolts for the stem faceplate, 2 for the side pinch bolts for the stem, and then an additional bolt that you can use with your seat post collar. Go ahead and take a look at the weight of the Droid light set. If we take the front light with the little faceplate mounts attached, that comes in at 72 grams. And then the tail light with the collar already attached to that, that comes in at 62 grams. So as you can see, both the headlight and taillight use the same body, same battery, and same interfaces. The big difference here is the taillight is red, the front light is white. You can see the individual LED elements on the lens itself. So you have 5 on top, 5 on the bottom, and then 1 on each side. Power button is directly in the middle with this little rubber button. And you have this faceted lens, which also sticks out a bit. So you can see if I turn this on, you do get some side visibility as it protrudes. Each of the LEDs is illuminated individually, and you can see with certain modes, they'll actually light up independently. So there's some really cool output modes here. It's a simple CNC aluminum body. You have the Orb printed on top. The lights also have this kind of brushed texture to it, but they are a bit bulkier than other lights on the market. The USB Type-C charging port here on the bottom with this thick gasket, and that's a really nice feature to have. You don't need more cables. You don't need a micro USB cable. You can just use your standard USB Type-C cable. Now, each of them have unique mounting. So the front light actually uses the faceplate of your stem, assuming you have a 4-bolt stem. And you can see to accommodate different spacings, this actually slides back and forth, and it can be all removed all together and used with a similar collar style as well if desired. It's a really simple design, and with the anti-theft bolts, it's much harder to steal, although you can still steal it if you really wanted to, but now you'll need a special tool. The taillight, as I mentioned, almost identical. The difference here is the collar. So you use a hinged metal collar with the anti-theft bolt here, and you can see it's just a hex bolt with a little raised center section. If I grab one of the bolts, you can see that more clearly. And the tool for it is just a little Allen key that has a little center cutout. So that gives a nice easy way to use it. And then you can just leave it on your bike. To charge it, you're gonna have to use a long cable or a power bank. Now let's take a look at the different output modes of the Droid Lightset. What I'm showing here is the taillight. The headlight and taillight have the same modes. There are 8 different modes. You have 3 constant, and I'm showing the theoretical Lumen and then the claimed runtime on the right side. You have 3 different flash modes: flash low, medium, high. And they're all just one button to cycle through. They're pretty distinct, and they have nice large jumps that go all the way from about 20 lumens to the full 120, so it definitely catches the eye. We really like the snake and then the random mode here, as it's a more creative option that takes advantage of the multi-LED design. Now putting everything side by side, you can see that the different modes definitely have nice jumps in them, so they definitely ramp up in brightness, and it's obvious that which mode you're in. And again, the random and snake definitely catch the eye. Now the Lightset, especially when you combine it with the Orb illuminated bike bottle, definitely provide really nice nighttime visibility and daytime visibility. You can see here the headlight, taillight, and then the bike bottle are visible from quite a distance. Again, here it's quite bright. It's a be seen light though, so don't expect to ride with this as your only light at night, as it's really dispersed, so it doesn't have much throw. But again, you can see even from a long distance away, it's quite bright. And here's a static shot just to show how distributed the light is. So it's 180-degree visibility with really good brightness here, especially at full 120 lumen. So here we have an assortment of different lights, and as you can see, the Orb is quite a large light, even compared to something like the Bontrager RTs. They're about the same size as both the flare and ion together for just the front light. So similar thickness, same kind of rectangular design. The big difference with the Bontragers is that they're $120, but they do have more features like the ambient light sensor and the Bluetooth connectivity, which the Orb does not. Otherwise, there's a lot of taillights on the market as well. Now, for better visibility, probably one of the best lights we've recently reviewed is the NiteRider Bullet. You can see the Bullet is quite a bit bigger. So it's a much larger light with a more protruding lens design. And actually has a dual element, so you can see it illuminates everything around it, where the Droid has just a standard 180-degree visibility. The NiteRider will have 360 degrees. But again, the Droid has a little larger face and the anti-theft design, where this one can simply be pulled off your bike. Now, we really like the Cobb LED design. We've seen some other lights with it. This is the Magicshine CME 60. You can see it's a lot smaller and denser, which gives it a more uniform look, which we would have liked to see with the Droid, but otherwise pretty similar. Again, the Droid is just a larger light overall, so if you're looking for a really sleek light to hide behind your seat post, this one will definitely stand out. Now, this also lacks some of the other smart features like a brake sensor, which you just saw that the Magicshine has. Brake sensors, I think, are a little bit overrated, as they can run down the battery life and they're difficult to calibrate. Another light comparison here is the CME 180. So you can see similar profile. The CME is a little bit thinner and it has more features. You can see the light output is a little bit smoother and more uniform with this multi-LED design. And it also has an ambient light sensor and brake sensor as well. And also costs less than the Droid, which is kind of surprising. But I think that, again, the big difference is the mounting style and the fact that the Droid is USB Type-C. Compared to more traditional taillights like the Planet Bike Royo 100, this is also USB Type-C, 100 lumens versus the 120. This one's a little bit cheaper. I believe it's about $40. And you can see kind of bulky design, very similar shape, where maybe the Planet Bike has slightly better visibility with the larger lens. Now let's go over the pros and cons for the Droid Lightset. What we like about them is the fact that they have an anti-theft design with those custom anti-theft bolts. That means they're a lot harder to steal off the bike, especially compared to those quick release lights. It also has a long USB Type-C charging cable included, as well as USB-C charging on the go, which means you can run this with a power bank. It also has unique flash output modes like the random and snake, which is great for daytime riding. Some of the cons are the fact that it's fairly expensive at $80. you can get some Bontrager lights that are more compact and have Bluetooth capability. It's also a little bit cumbersome to charge the lights while they're still on the bike, so you either need to run the long provided cable or use a power bank on the bike itself. And finally, they have a bit of a bulky form factor, so it does stick out on your handlebars and seat post. Taking everything into account, would give the Droid Lightset an 8.7 out of 10. These are really bright and theft-resistant lights, something you definitely leave on your bike and then forget about it. With the 120 lumens, it's more than bright enough for daytime and night riding as well. Thanks for watching this review. Don't forget to like and subscribe. You can see more content from us on our website at thesweetcyclist.com, as well as follow us on Instagram at thesweetcyclist. This is The Sweet Cyclist reminding you to enjoy the ride.